Hello and welcome to Club Banterz episode what? Is it episode 14 or episode 15? I can't remember. Unaendeleaje Steve? Naona umeabandon Manu tena umeamua kuvaa jazi ya Roma.
Uh, I don't feel comfortable nikivaa jezi ya Manu, especially today. But sawa we'll make it.
Yeah. How was your weekend other than Manchester United, of course, disappointing?
My weekend was slow. Unajua tu January, recovery of December, so it has been slow. Kulala tu na movies. Let's say I haven't done much, honestly. Nimekuwa tu home indoors.
Okay.
But it was a good week. It was a good productive week.
Yes, same here. Stayed indoors, watched a lot of football. Vituko zenye ziko AFCON, vituko zenye ziko Manu. And we are going to talk about that. So guys, remember that if you have any comment, query, suggestion, you can always post them in the comment section below and we are going to highlight them and read them. Yeah, so Steve, where do you start? Do you start with the EPL, Spanish La Liga, AFCON? Which results do you have ready?
Ready, I have EPL ready. Maybe we can start with that.
Yeah.
So this was match week 22 or game week 22.
Yeah.
We'll start off with Brighton Crystal went on a 1-1 draw. Man City Chelsea. Man City were victorious 1-0. Norwich Everton. Everton again lost, which I think was the last game for Benitez because he's been sacked. So the game ended 2-1. Wolves, Southampton Wolves won the game 3-1. Newcastle Watford also a draw of 1-1. Aston Villa Manchester United another draw 2-2. Then there was West Ham Leeds where Leeds won 3-2. Then the last game of the weekend was or rather last game of Sunday yesterday was Liverpool Brentford, which Liverpool won 3-0. And today, is it today? No, tomorrow. Tomorrow is, I think there'll
Tuesday.
be Tuesday. There'll be one of the games that were postponed because of Corona will be played. Burnley Watford. Yeah.
Before we go into before we go into checking and discussing some of the results there, what is your view on these postponed games? Because we had David Moyes came out saying that it's not good to have fixtures postponed because he would have requested the PL team or the FA to postpone the fixtures. But you saw West Ham play and lose the game. He had key players missing. So what is your view? Should the games be postponed? Because, for example, Arsenal postponed the London Derby because they did not have enough players. And a few days ago, they had already loaned out 2 players.
I think it depends on the amount of players that are out. If 1 or 2 or even 3, I think our team can still manage because we find most of the time we usually have injuries. So maybe 1, 2, 3, I think it's manageable to go on with the game. Regardless of whether they are your star players or not. I think it doesn't matter who is out, but rather the amount of players that are out. So if you can make a team of 15 players, as long as you can reach the 15 threshold, where you have 11 players and maybe 4 or 5 subs, doesn't matter if you'll get them from the under 23s. I think the games should go on because there've been a lot of it shows some kind of unfairness, I think, where some teams are given more time to rest, which is not fair for the other teams. As long as you have 15 healthy COVID negative players, I think they should just go on with the games.
Yeah, because I think to me it's a bit of hypocrisy on the part of all clubs, because if you look at some of those squads in not so crucial fixtures or in some fixtures, they will field a lot of academy players. So why then are they not fielding academy players right now? So does it mean that also the under 21 or under 23 players are not fit for the game? So I agree with. Also think Gary Neville made the same claim, although he had some pundits coming out and saying no, if the players are not available, the fixture should be postponed. But in my view, I think it's unfair to other teams, as you've said. Some will get more play time, and they will not rest compared to others. The teams have the option to recall the players from loan. They have the option to field the academy players, because I don't think kukosa wachezaji wawili watatu is reason enough to call off a game. Yeah, but anyway, now let's start with the Liverpool game. They seem to struggle without Mane and Salah.
I think this weekend they should. I think Brentford were not up for it because I saw part of the game, and I think Liverpool actually dominated most of the game, regardless of whether they had their two African stars. Brentford, I think most of the teams below, let's just say the mid-table to relegation zone teams, wameanza kuchoka as usual. That's how the first half of the season they usually push on, but the latter stages, like now January, February, this is when now the positions shape up well. I think now it's time. We'll see more of this, where teams like Bradford, teams like Burnley, Watford will start losing games. It won't be even a wonder when you see like a team like Watford will go like 10 games beaten, because I don't know what happens to those other teams when it's the second stage of the season. They usually just, I don't know, they capitulate. Is that the word that people use? I'm not sure. Yeah, they usually capitulated and give the bigger teams more points. So that's why I'm really scared for United, because if we can't get points from such teams right now, this stage of the season, it will be very difficult for us to even imagine Euro. Not even I am even afraid that even the Euro, what's it called, the Europa, we might not even make it. But yeah, Liverpool played a good game. All in all, they played a good game. They were solid. Yeah, they deserved the 3 points and the 3 goals.
Yeah. Because in the first half they seem to struggle a bit to open up the Brentford defense, but eventually, as you said, they got tired. Most of those relegation teams, or I can say those smaller clubs, in the EPL, they usually have this tactic where they just need to get 40 points. Once they get 40 points, they know that they are safe from relegation that season. So probably that's why they usually make sure that the first half of the season they get as much points as they can, and the second half of the season they can scrape the points that they can get, even if it's a draw against a major club. That's a plus for them. Also remember that these teams usually don't have a big squad, so that's why they usually get tired by the time the season is coming to January, Feb. Despite them not playing a lot of competitions, they do have a lean squad. You can find that a team has only, let's say, 23 players, and these players are required to play, for example, Sunday, Wednesday, and Saturday, or Saturday, Tuesday, and Sunday. So by the time they are doing so, by January, remember that January is a very busy period. So by the time they get to mid-January, a start of Feb, they are very, very tired. But so Liverpool don't seem to struggle without their African stars. But the last time they played Brentford, it was an interesting match. So I think they are the better ones who got 4 points from Brentford. But speaking of 4 points from a team, Aston Villa have 4 points from Manchester United. Manchester United were cruising until the last 15 minutes of the game. And then what happened?
I think Coutinho happened. Uh, I think also our players just relaxed. They thought they'd done the work. So once it reached around the 60th minute, they just went. I don't know. They went to sleep a bit. But as you see, Aston Villa, they had signs. Even the previous game, that the FA game that we won, there were
Mm,
signs that Aston Villa were really pushing us. So I don't know why they thought that after 2 goals they were safe. And Aston Villa is, I think it's that kind of team that once they get a goal, they
mhm.
they put they gain momentum once they know that, oh, we can score. So that's
Yeah.
they have, I think that's their kind of play. So Tulilala, let's just say Tulilala your game.
Mm,
I thought first half we played well, a bit well.
mm,
Second half is what I don't know what happened. They all the players just decided to go to sleep, and I don't know, but that's
a-
that's been the situation at United. I'd say we
and
usually
don't
don't we're
mm,
not a consistent team.
mm. And don't you think in part that the manager should be taking some of the blame, because as the manager you should see that the tide is changing and you start making changes early, because I feel Rangnick made changes too late.
That was the feeling actually for most fans, that we waited and waited and waited, especially once when they scored their first goal. I think that
Mm,
that was a sign that we needed to bring in new fresh legs, guys like what's it, Jesse Lingard would
mhm,
stretch the field a bit more so that we'd get more balls up front. But I don't know why he waited and waited. Maybe he was confident with the players he had, which I
mm,
think not the way to go. Because Aston
mhm,
Villa actually showed once Coutinho came in, they showed some more intent. So the only way we could counter that is not falling back or going back to the cocoons that we used to with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer.
mm,
So I
yeah,
don't know. They were so late. I think our subs were very late for that game.
mm,
That's why we couldn't cope with the pace of Aston Villa. And they're a good team. I'd say they're a decent team. They have good players. I'd note like there are a few good players I noted that I didn't know about. Like there's a Ramsey guy. I think, is he called Ramsey?
mm, mm,
I think
yeah,
even if Coutinho scored and I think that Ramsey guy played a really big role in their comeback.
mm,
Yeah, they have good players, and our manage. I think the whole. I think if I was to assign fault, I think I'd say our manager holds like 50%, and maybe
yeah.
the players the other 50.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because another thing we need to consider is they expose the weakness of Manchester United. That is the midfield. That is where they decided to run things. Wolves had a very good result against the Southampton. They won 3-1. Wolves are currently having a bit of form. Norwich had a shocking result against Everton, which resulted in Rafa Benitez being sacked. But that was obvious because Rafa Benitez had a very good squad and was unable to manage it. So Norwich 2, Everton 1. And there is talk that Roberto Martinez is interested in the job and that he's thinking of quitting the Belgium national team job because, of course, the PL is paying well compared to Belgium. But do you think that he should wait for the World Cup before he decides to move to Everton?
I think he'll wait. I don't think any like manager who's qualified for World Cup right now would, unless there's some very serious money that he can't say no to.
Mm,
But I think most managers who have actually qualified for the World Cup, it will be hard to convince them to leave their current jobs. I don't know. Maybe they can, but I highly doubt that this season they'll be able to get Martinez. maybe from next season or January next season is when they can. But even the assistant, is it, what's his name?
Thierry Henry,
The tall guy who was a former player of Everton. No, no, no.
Ferguson,
The
Duncan
For Everton,
Ferguson,
they had a
Duncan.
former player who was a
Mm,
caretaker.
I
Exactly.
think Duncan
I think
Ferguson.
he
Yeah.
was still the assistant manager then,
Mm,
and they
yeah.
actually played well under him. So maybe they
Mm,
can try and give him maybe till the end of the season and see if they are able to survive, because they actually they're actually not in a good position. If they're able to
yeah.
survive this season,
Mm,
or they are able to give better performances and better results, maybe they'll give him more time.
yeah. Yeah.
But for now, Everton, Benitez were didn't work. It
Yeah.
didn't
It
work.
didn't work. Personally, I
Yeah.
didn't. I did not think it would work. Because the sort of players Everton have and the sort of playing style Benitez is used to, I didn't think it would work out for him. Um, and then you look at their position; they are 16th with 19 points, and Everton is a team that is known to be trying to compete for the top six positions. And funny enough, West Ham, who have their former coach, are in top four. So interesting to see how things go. Now let's come to the big match. Man City beat Chelsea 1-0 at the Etihad. Did you hear that? Jim Begling make that comment that empty had. Did you hear him saying empty had and then
Which
correcting
comment?
himself and saying Jim Beglin?
He said Etihad.
Yeah, he said empty had and then he changed it later to say Etihad. I think you're going to share that clip on our social media pages. It was quite embarrassing for him. But I watched that game and I think the criticism Lukaku got from the manager was unfair, to be honest. Lukaku was in very good positions. Of course, he had a few chances he could have taken, but we know Lukaku. Lukaku is Lukaku. He will waste a couple of chances and then he will score. But the team was not playing with him because he was getting in good positions. He was getting in good advanced positions, um, open areas, places where he can affect play and create chances even for other players. But they did not involve him. So, what are your thoughts on that game? Do you think that now City have one hand on the trophy?
Uh, what I'd say is that City are actually, I think the trophy is already gone.
Mm,
I don't see Pep losing so many games. I think they're 11 points clear now,
yeah.
which
Um,
that's like
yeah,
for
it
Pep,
is
that's
clear.
it's done and dusted. I
Mm.
don't think they lose 4 or 5 games. For now, top spot is gone. It's how many?
It's 11 points
How many
clear.
points?
It's 11 points clear on Liverpool, but Liverpool have a match in hand.
Mm, yeah. So I think the season. I think the league is gone. Now it's top
Mm.
four. I think most people are looking at the top four. Who will make it? Who will not make it? Uh, Chelsea. I think they'll make it. I think they'll be number three. If I was
Mhm.
to be asked, Liverpool also they'll make it number 2 or 3, and maybe I don't know who will be fourth, but the fourth spot is still open.
Yeah,
There are so many teams fighting for the fourth spot.
yeah.
I don't know if United will be able to make it, because the games are. Although I think we have a game in hand.
No, yeah. On City, yes, we have
I don't know.
two
Hopefully,
matches,
we'll be able to do
but
it. But City are
on the
playing good football. I think they haven't
yeah,
lost a game in 12. They've won
yeah.
12
Now 13,
consecutive games.
now 13. If you count the Chelsea
Yeah.
game.
Uh,
Mm.
yeah. So I think
Mm,
I think City are a good team. They'll win the league.
yeah. Now, moving on to other leagues, before we come to AFCON,
Yeah.
we had the Spanish La Liga being played.
Lukaku, I think, okay, if I can speak about
No,
Lukaku, are you
yeah.
hearing me?
Yes, I can hear you. Yeah.
Unanisikia Simon?
Yes, yes.
Unanisikia?
Yeah, yeah, I can hear you, Steve. Yes, I can hear you, Steve. Just continue.
I think there's a backlog of like I think I'm a minute or 2 minutes behind. I don't know why.
Hmm.
Maybe I need to refresh the feed 1 second.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, so before Steve comes back and tells us about Lukaku, we had this the in the Spanish league. We had matches being played. Um, let me quickly get the results for you guys. So on Saturday, we had Girona being beaten by Rayo Vallecano in that Spanish La Liga match. We had Real Betis winning 2-1. We had a team called, sorry, I'm just trying to get Steve to come back. We had Real Mallorca beating Espanyol 2-1. Espanyol got a red card. Yeah, Steve, before I continue with the other matches that were played in Spain, let's hear your point about Lukaku.
Can you hear me?
Yes, yes, we can hear you. Yeah, Steve, nakusikia.
Oh, Lukaku. Uh, you can hear me now. So,
Yeah.
I think Lukaku it never worked at Chelsea. I think that's why he went on so many loans back then. There was something about their style of play and him as a player. It's yes,
Hmm, hmm. Yeah, continue. Yeah, can hear you.
Nanisia.
Yeah.
Yeah, his style of play was a bit off. So maybe that's why it never worked with him
Mm-hmm.
at Chelsea. Yeah, that
Mm.
was my point.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. So we had the Copa del Rey being played over the weekend in Spain, and I've just gone through the
I
results.
can't.
Sorry, I
You
said
can hear me.
yes, yes, I can hear you. Moving on, we had the Spanish La Liga, sorry, Copa del Rey being played this weekend, and we had the Super Cup played on Sunday. So Real Madrid won a trophy. They actually took 18 months to win a trophy, which is a very long time for Real Madrid. They beat Athletic Club 2-0. Uh, I'm trying to get the scorers there. Karim Benzema scored a penalty, and Luka Modric with a wonderful goal to start the scoring. Benzema scoring the second goal to seal the win for them. They won that tie, so Real Madrid are the current Super Cup winners. Elche played the other La Liga match over the weekend against Villarreal. Elche beating Villarreal, which was quite unexpected. In the Copa del Rey, Valencia won 1-0. Moving on to the German league, uh, we saw Erling Haaland, continuing his wonderful job in the league. Um, so Steve, you're back. I hope now you can hear me.
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay. So umepata sasa nimetoka kwa Super Cup. I was saying Real Madrid won 2-1. It took 18 months for Real Madrid to win a trophy, which is not normal for them. So do you think that Benzema currently is the best forward in Spain?
Yeah, in Spain, I'd say so. I think even if he's not, he's among the best. I think him. Yeah, I think Benzema, I'd say, is the best in La Liga or in Spain.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'd agree with you.
Mm,
He is actually the best.
okay. So yeah, now in the Bundesliga, we had Bayern Munich beating Cologne 4-1, 4-0, sorry. Union Berlin beating Hoffenheim 2-1. And then Leipzig beating Stuttgart 2-0. Leverkusen beating Mönchengladbach 2-1. On Sunday, we had uh, ho- uh, we had I'm trying to get the results. Yeah, on Sunday we had Augsburg and Frankfurt drawing 1-1, and then you have Arminia Byfield or Bfield beating SPVG Groot. Watu wa Germany watatufunza kusoma hii majina 2-2. And then on Friday, on Friday we had Borussia Dortmund beating Freiburg 5-1. Haaland akifanya maneno yake pale. So now let me ask this question, and I hope guys at home can comment quickly. Who do you think is the best forward in Germany? Is it Haaland or is it Lewandowski?
It's a hard question because they play in two different teams.
Mm,
The reason why it's not as okay, most people will say Lewandowski obvious because of the numbers, but for me, I'd say it's a hard call because the people behind Lewandowski are far much better in terms of players than the
mhm,
people behind Haaland.
mhm,
So they're both good players, but I think judging by the years or experience they have, I think still Lewandowski is just a bit better. But I think it would be a safe bet to say that in 2 or 3 years, Haaland will be a better striker than Lewandowski is
mm,
currently.
mm,
Because going by how Haaland is is playing, I think
mhm,
he'll only get better. He'll only be a better striker as years go by, and he's still very young. So
mhm.
by the time he's 25, I think yeah, he'll be a monster. I'd say I think he'll be one of the best strikers in the Bundesliga if he'll still be there. That is.
Mm, yeah, there's talk of him requesting for a transfer at the end of the season, so we are yet to see how that goes. Yeah. So let's now in the second part of the show. Of course, you have to focus on African football. So interesting week, interesting results. Where should we start? Kumekuwa na vita, watu
Uh,
wanalimana mangumi. Refari amemaliza game mapema mara mbili. Ivory
I
Coast
think
wamepeana lead away. So where should we start?
AFCON is kind of comical, but it started off well. I
Mm,
think
mm.
the first two games were really well. They were actually the games went well, but vituko zimeanza hapa tu juzi. I don't know what has happened. Where first of all, the referee that ended the game, I
Uh-huh.
think I don't know if don't they have like earpieces where they are told by other like referees or timekeepers
Yeah,
that
they do.
hey don't end the game right now. We still
Mhm.
have a few minutes to go. Even if
Yeah, they
let's say
do.
that his watch was broken,
Mm,
that's still not an enough reason to end a match because
mm,
you have the earpiece, you have VR, you have so many things that you can use. Just and especially okay, he might make a mistake and end the match there, but
mm,
immediately there should be someone in his ear telling him, "Hey, hold on,
Mm-hmm.
Don't let the players leave the field first.
Yeah.
Just this is the mean. Then somebody can just come and change his watch. How many
Yes.
seconds would it take for he was the way he reacted is like he's the one who's right and
Mhm.
everyone else in the world is wrong. Is the
But but
so it was
but
very weird.
is
Then
it
the
is it
worst
that?
of the worst thing is
Mm.
once the
Yeah, we seem to have lost Steve there, but hopefully let's see whether he'll come back. So, what do you think of that referee's decision to end the match? Personally, I think it was quite comical, and it's funny because it's that's how we Africans behave most of the time. It's either you are way or no other way. Ukishasema umesema. So I agree with Steve that there should be communication between the referee and the fourth official or the guys keeping the time. Normally, it's the fourth official that's keeping the time. So it was quite, it was quite interesting that the referee hakuskia that the time is not yet done. Furthermore, if you look at how that match ran, the referee stopped the time twice. So that what does that say? It's not the first time that this has happened. It has also happened in other games. We have in the Spanish La Liga, there's a referee who finished the match early. There was also another match that a referee gave 3 yellow cards to one player, and the player was not sent off. So these mistakes happen, but it's quite comical to see that happening. Yeah. So in terms of refereeing and extra time and timing, I think the referee should have at least waited and be told that hey, you have gone beyond time. But yeah, kutongoja, I think that's where uh, the comic or the humor is. Well, now looking at the Ivory Coast match, they were leading, and then they gave away the lead. So they are bottom of the pool table. I'm trying to get that pool table right now. And then Algeria also lost. They were unbeaten for I think 35 matches. So, yeah. So that unbeaten run ended yesterday. Let's see. Yeah. So Ivory Coast drew 2-2 to Sierra Leone. Algeria lost 1-0 to Equatorial Guinea. Shocking result there. Yeah. So, sorry, Ivory Coast are at the top of the table. I beg your pardon for that mistake. So Ivory Coast are at the top of the table with 4 points. Equatorial Guinea are second with 3 points. Sierra Leone are second, and then you have Algeria who are last. So I think I was confusing Ivory Coast with Algeria. Algeria, we expected that this pool will have Algeria. Yeah, let me just get Steve back on. So I was expecting that in this pool, Ivory Coast and Sierra Leone, Ivory Coast and Algeria will take the first two position, Equatorial Guinea and Sierra Leone to try to fight the big two. But Steve, you were saying something about the referee before you went offline.
I was just saying that it was weird how they left him alone. Like he
Mm-hmm.
wanted to, because
Mm-hmm.
ukimaliza match, I think
Mm,
because of the VR and you have your earpiece, somebody out there should have told him like,
mm,
hey, you've ended the match at 86th minute or 87th minute. We still
mm.
have 3 minutes to go and extra time or
Yeah,
additional time.
yeah,
And
true.
the way he was adamant until even the players were coming in the field, wanamwambia hey, angalia time, like bado time, but he was like no, I'm the boss and which felt very weird. Well, then what is the need of VR
Mm.
if the referee will just do whatever he wants? Unaona,
But
so
isn't that part of what we do in Africa? Kama mimi ndio niko na powers, mimi ndio kusema. Si tume
then was crappy VR, then it doesn't make sense for a VR and the referee will just do whatever he wants. Even
unajua
like
jamaa
like the whole world knew time haijaisha except him, but bado tu alikuwa ana force issue that time imeisha, mi najua kenye nafanya, hakuna kitu mnaniambia. Then alafu unasema like the worst of the worst of it, after everyone has gone to wameenda kuchange tena, sasa ndo wanataka kuita watu wakuja wacheze the 3 minutes which niko na yani na sound 3 minutes, hata niko like it haikunimekia sense how
and then you know and then it happened twice, not even once, twice.
Aliblow whistle ni kama akaambiwa bado bro. Tena sijui kama aliblow mara ya pili, sasa hiyo ndo akakataa, nasema mniambie. Then how many, ile kitu yenye nashangaza, somebody could have told him like when the first time it happened, somebody angekuwa kwa na akili tu amwambie hii watch ya mtu maybe iko wrong timing, let me just go and change his watch. Unaona, na nipatie watch yenye inasema the correct time. Nobody did that. Hakuna mtu alishughulika kwa VR, kwa his assistant referees, like unless me at electrically ni shock, like even the linesmen si wako na watches, wangemwambia I think hapa kuna issue hapa, itabidi umerudisha wa players juu according to our watches, like bado kuna time,
bado time iko
bado time iko. Sikuelewa yani. I think coach hata akijaribia tu career hivyo.
So I think hao ni wale majamaa, unakumbuka ile time tulikuwa tunachezanga ile ball ya mtaa, kama yeye ndio mwenye ball, yeye ndio mwenye ako na rules.
Anajua sasa game inaisha. Akifungwa sana game inaisha, anasema mimi nimeenda home.
I think wewe mzee amezoea hiyo story. Alafu najua sasa kitu ilinishangaza ni wase wanaona hii kitu ikihappen, wanaona hadi kocha anaingia kwa uwanja na jamaa bado tu amezusha tu, anasema kwendeni nyumbani.
Like hiyo ndo kitu ilinishock, like hata angeleas na other referees awaambie by the way kitu mnaiona vipi VR, time ilikuwa imeisha. Hapana. Haya, what are the rules if something like this happens? Players wasitoke uwanjani, warudi uwanjani, waanze tena. Imagine ingekuwa so easy, cause tu yeye angeenda tu aongeleshe the coach yule anakwanga hapo on the sidelines, waelewane, wajue this is the correct time, arudi tu uwanja, ambie watu hey, we still have time, rudini tuendelee game. But he was so yani, mpaka hata kidogo, hata mpaka masoldier wakaitwa kumguide ati atolewe kwa uwanja, like all that fast for kitu yenye ingesolvika within 1 minute na game iendelee yani.
Alafu unajua, I think the referee has been suspended and he won't take charge of any other match moving forward.
He will never take charge of any match. I doubt if any competition will ever allow him to do anything like
and
that.
I think he refereed also in the World Cup, if I'm not wrong.
In the World Cup?
I heard something like
that.
Was
an African referee in the World Cup?
Yeah, I heard that I'm not sure whether it's the World Cup, I can't remember, or is it Olympics, I can't remember which one, but I'll try to get the stats. So also, I think that's why you find most referees, and we've seen this everywhere in the world, unapata referee wengi afadhali aende beyond time. Unaona? Unapata wengi anaenda beyond time hadi anaambiwa na fourth official, hey boss, umepitisha na let's say 30 seconds. Afadhali kukuwe na vita ya kuongezea time than vita ya kupunguza time. Because you know,
unajua afadhali hata ingeisha 90, then after the 90 then hapo hata kama ingeisha mapema watu wangesema ni sawa tu, haina shida. But yani hata the 90 they are like the 90 minutes as kuisha.
Alafu unajua pia kitu ilinibamba ni hiyo mistake imehappen once. simesha happen mara ya kwanza. So badala aende kwa pale kwa sideline aseme hey, nakaa ni kama watch zangu zina shida ama si uko sure, aende a correct time, ye bado tu anaendelea kufanya the same mistake tena. But anyway, that's Africa for you. We provide more entertainment than any other place in the
Leona foul. There was a clip that was going on, but he's about ref. It was a player alifauliwa akamwa hawezi kubali akaheadbutt huyo jamaa. Africans are
Alafu
funny.
kuna ile ingine pia, unfortunately we can't share those clips live because of copyright issue, but kuna ile ingine ule player mwenye alienda akapiga jamaa ngumi alafu akajifanya ati ako very innocent. Hizo ndizo vituko ziko, but ile ilinichekesha zaidi ni ile yenye goalkeeper alienda akadive ball ikarudi ikapita huku chobo, jamaa akapass. I think that was the equalizer for the Ivory Coast game. It was a very very funny goal to concede, but pia I think the match, the pitch played a role in it, because the pitch was quite bad on the day. Unajua that most of the African pitches are actually of natural grass, haikwangi ni ile ati tunalay kama carpet. So
Slide after goal. Ukislide after goal unaacha
magoti na huku Afrika ni kufanya ile celebration ya kuruka juu, si ile ya si ya nisla. Yeah, so Steve, so let's look at the matches that will be played today, or are going to be played, or have been played today. There are the two matches currently. I think these are the last group matches. Burkina Faso are currently 1-1 with Ethiopia in the 88th minute. Cape Verde na Cameroon pia ni 1-1. You remember when we were doing a preview of this tournament, you were saying that these smaller teams would give the bigger teams a run for their money. We've seen Ethiopia do so. We've seen Equatorial Guinea, and right now Cape Verde are holding Cameroon 1-1. Also Ethiopia, Burkina Faso, Ethiopia performing well. So do you think that this time around we will see a different winner from the usual bigwigs?
I doubt. I don't think we'll have a different. The funny thing is that what has amazed me is that the North African teams are not doing as well as I thought, because they usually do well. I don't know what happened. Like yesterday, was it which team is that?
Algeria.
Morocco. Oh, it was Algeria that they drew with Guinea.
They lost one. They lost 1-0. Yeah.
Oh, they lost 1-0 to Equatorial Guinea. Yeah. So it was very strange that North African teams. Then there was also Egypt lost to Nigeria, I think.
Yeah.
In their first game. So if I was a betting man, I'd say one of the West African teams will take it. Right now, I think Nigeria look really strong. I think they have a good squad. I'd say they are. Senegal also is a team to watch.
Yeah.
So I'd say that West African teams look strong.
Yeah, they do. So in Italy we have Bologna hosting Napoli. The match is in the 15th minute, currently 0-0. We have Milan Spezia 17th minute. That was kicked off a bit early. Milan Spezia is also 0-0. We have Fiorentina and Genoa also being played today. And for some transfer news, Nani joined Venezia based on mahali ulisomea shule. Will you take Nani back at United? Because that's one player I feel that we really never used his potential back at the club.
He's too old now. We don't need any older players. I think he's too old.
That's enough.
He wouldn't help us. I don't think he'd help us. So no. For me, it's a big no.
Yeah. So tomorrow we have a lot of matches being played in the EPL. We have matches being played in the EPL and a lot of matches being played in the Championship. So Chelsea being hosted by Brighton, and then you have Burnley Watford. For me, I think this Burnley Watford game is one of the games to watch. Chelsea Brighton, what are your predictions?
Chelsea.
Hmm.
I don't think they'll lose 2 games in a row. I think Lukaku will finally be benched.
Hmm.
I think Tuchel, going by his remarks after
Hmm.
the Man City loss, I
Hmm.
think he'll try something different with Brighton.
Hmm.
Uh, Hopefully, but I think Chelsea will win. I think Chelsea will win. Yeah,
Okay.
I'd go for
Uh,
Chelsea. The
mm,
Burnley Watford game is the one I can't guess.
mm,
Yeah, I don't know because I'd say Watford, but Watford are actually visitors. So
mm, mm.
Burnley are really like they are a hard team. I think they are the new
Mhm.
stock. I think some people say they are the
Yeah,
new stock of the Premier League.
yeah. Mm.
So yeah, it's hard to call that game. I'd say.
And then we have Malawi, Senegal, Zimbabwe, Guinea in the AFCON. What's your call on Malawi, Senegal?
Senegal, my team,
Mhm.
uh, still going strong.
Mhm.
Well, by the way, you said Egypt is your team. Ama ulisema timu yako ni gani?
Hata naweza kumbuka nilisema timu gani? Nilisema Ivory Coast. Nilisema
Oh,
Ivory
Ivory
Coast.
Coast. How
Yeah.
is Ivory Coast doing at the moment?
They're top of the pool table, my friend. Top of
Top
the
of-
pool table. Mm.
Yeah,
So far, so
Senegal
good.
also. Senegal so far so good.
Mm.
The other game is Malawi.
Is Malawi? No, it's Zimbabwe, Guinea.
That would be a very awkward, boring game. I wouldn't even call it. I don't know who's there.
You would be
Those
shocked that those are one of the most interesting games. I remember I watched, was it a friendly or was it a qualifier? It was between Ethiopia and,
doesn't matter
was it?
because I would watch it. I'm very sure. I
But
will
these
not
these
watch
matches
it.
are usually very interesting. Easy matches zinakuwa interesting. It's just that
But
watu
me,
huwa
I
wanadharau hizi.
like my forte about the AFCON. I watch
Mm,
matches involving West African and North African countries. If
mm.
match haina one of those two, two I don't care honestly. I don't care. Like
Sawa,
hainimeki
tumekubali.
sense. Hainimeki sense. Wait,
Haikumeki sense. Haya,
hainimeki sense.
sawa. So now, for me, I think Upper Senegal will win. For the Zimbabwe Guinea, I'd give to Guinea. I'd give to Guinea. Let me see their table. The standing is, yeah, Guinea are at the top of the table with 4 points.
Yeah,
Senegal
they're
are
West African,
also
I think. Guinea is West
mm,
African or Central.
is Central Africa,
Mm.
and then Senegal is 4. Malawi is 3. I think Guinea are on top because of goals scored. Malawi 3 points, Zimbabwe 0 points. So hapa I'd give it to Guinea for those who are betting, unless Zimbabwe amue tunafunga na nyinyi. And then we have Gabon, Morocco, Ghana, Comoros.
I'd go for Morocco
Let's mhm. So
and
Morocco to beat Gabon,
yes.
Ghana,
And
of
you've said
course,
Comoros and
Ghana.
Ghana, obviously. Yeah. I'd go for
Mhm,
Ghana and Morocco.
mhm.
Gabon, I heard that they Aubameyang will not be participating in AFCON this time because of COVID. I
Yeah,
read
he
someone
he
say
de-
uh,
yeah, he developed the complications. Yeah, so the Group A matches have just ended. Burkina Faso, Ethiopia 1-1, Cape Verde, Cameroon 1-1.
hmm,
Mm,
it's a strange thing. I don't know.
mhm.
Uh, I can't call. I thought Cameroon would, since they're at home, they'd
Mhm.
have that like home advantage over other teams.
Yeah.
It was even strange that their first game they had to rely on 2 penalties to win the game.
Mm. Yeah.
Which
Yeah.
from what I know, Cameroon is a really big team in Africa.
Mm.
So seeing
But
them struggle,
vizuri. Mm.
was,
They actually they just I don't think they struggled per se. I think this game they just gave. I haven't seen the lineup, but I think this team they might have given to those players who didn't play the first two. the first two
I think
matches,
would
because
that be
they
very
only need.
intelligent to do?
Sorry.
I don't think
Yeah.
that would be intelligent to do. I think you
Because no,
first
it.
give for the first three
Mhm.
games until you're sure you'll qualify. You
Mm,
actually play your best team.
yeah, yeah.
But them saying
But
that
that
they'll
I'm
switch
speculating.
players.
I'm speculating. I'm not saying that's what happened, but I'm speculating. Don't slaughter me. But Cameroon only needed a point because Cameroon have 7 points. Burkina Faso have 4 points.
Okay, okay.
Cape
Maybe
Verde have
that's why.
4 points. Mm. Sorry.
I'm saying that's why maybe they played their second fiddle team since they already had six.
Yeah, they already had six, and if even if Burkina Faso won their match, Burkina Faso would have been on 6 points, but they needed to score 4 goals, more than 4 goals, to be able to go to first. Because Cameroon are on 7 points, positive 4 goal difference. Um, Cape Verde, no, sorry, Burkina Faso are on 4 points, 0 goals. So my speculation might be right, but it does not make sense to you.
No, it's
That's
okay. I
fine.
didn't know that there were those many points ahead. So if they are,
Mm,
yeah,
mm.
it makes sense to rotate the team.
Yeah, to freshen up a bit, because Naja, as you said, they are at home, and some of the players were selected, and at least they need to get some minutes. So, Steve, hopefully we shall be able to do another preview this week. Unfortunately, for those who know me, I'm also doing podcasts for hockey, and that's why I'm a bit committed elsewhere. But even if it's a recorded session, we'll try our best to do a recorded session for preview of the weekend. So yeah, continue to follow Club Banters, continue to share our content, continue to like our page, Club Manchester United Club Banters. Facebook are yet to approve our name, but tutaenda tukichange too. You can follow us on Twitter. You can also follow us on Instagram at Club Banters. So Steve,
Mhm.
situseme hivyo ama uko na kitu unataka kuongezea?
Uh, Not really.
Mhm.
Network leo imetulemea kiasi, but poleni. We'll try and improve next time. Net
Inaeleweka,
imekuwa shida
inaeleweka.
kidogo. Watu wa Arsenal sijui walipotea. I thought we'd be so many Arsenal guys leo kwa live.
Mm,
But yeah, wacha maybe they'll come next time after wameshinda game because
mm.
wanapoteanga zile wana game wanapotea, wakishinda wanarudi.
Yeah, yeah,
Sisi
yeah.
tunachukua, we take the banter head on, hatuogopi.
Mhm. Mm,
Yeah, so
mm,
yeah, we are good. Then by the way, shout out to anaitwa Glenn.
Glenn, yeah, yeah.
I
Oh, big
nilisoma
fan.
nini yake kama na watch alinitext then but niliona like 2 days after akiniuliza
Mm,
game iko vipi.
mhm.
Yeah, so shout out to him at least huko Facebook ana hiyo ni DM sometimes tukiwa na game.
Yeah. Mm,
So pole kasi ku reply in time, ni vile hiyo time nilikuwa hata vitu za phone yangu ina shida, like hiyo nipatianga message like a day after ndo inaniambia oh you have DMs. So yeah,
mm,
that's
mm,
why
mm.
I didn't bother to answer you. But usiukose kututumia comments, kutu DM
Mm. Yeah.
anything concerning mambo ya mpira. Yeah, to
Yeah.
interact bane, yeah.
Mm,
But
mm.
yeah, kwa subscribe pia.
Yeah, yeah. Sawa sawa. So until next time, ladies and gentlemen, keep safe, keep warm. It's very cold here in Nairobi. I don't know how it is there over the coast, but it's
Huku ni
been
joto
cold
nyingi.
almost. It's been cold almost the whole day. Juku mvua inanyesha nyesha. So tuonaneni next time. Bye bye, guys.